I think maybe one of the most surprising and traumatizing things about Trump 2.0 is how they've weaponized cruelty and mixed it with this clownish incompetence, to the point where Kristi Noem is posing with ICE before a raid, yapping about picking up criminals while pointing a gun directly at a dude's head. And now Trump is sending migrants who are just waiting on their green cards to a foreign prison that's worse than Guantanamo Bay on steroids, while also selling golden tickets that are really just painted green cards. I mean, the whole thing is absurd. And I guess someone finally told him what would actually happen if he did go through with deporting 11 million people, because now Trump is turning his back on his campaign promises of mass deportation and sort of just restating how immigration kind of already works and then claiming it's some sort of grand new idea of his. Check this out.
So they can lay on it as well.
And we're going to work with people so that if they go out in a nice way and go back to their country, we're going to work with them right from the beginning on trying to get them back in legally. Is that right?
A chance to come back.
So it gives you a real incentive. Otherwise, they never come back. They'll never be allowed once a certain period of time goes by, which is probably going to be 60 days. We're also going to work with farmers that if they have strong recommendations for their farms for certain people, we're going to let them stay in for a while and work with the farmers and then come back and go through a process, a legal process. But we have to take care of our farmers and hotels and various places where where they need the people. And we're going to be working with you very carefully on that. So a farmer will come in with a letter concerning certain people saying they're great, they're working hard. We're going to slow it down a little bit for them. And then we're going to ultimately bring them back. They'll go out, they're going to come back as legal workers.
Now, it's pretty obvious that no one should take Trump at his word here. Any immigrant who leaves voluntarily based on what Dumpy Don says will never be let back in, and Trump will just ghost them and claim that they were criminals anyway. The egomaniac con man is currently offering up golden tickets like he's Willy Wonka, except they cost $5 million.
$5 million. For $5 million, this could be yours. That was the first of the cards. And then, you know what that card is?
Gold card.
It's the gold card.
And instead of going to a chocolate factory, you get to come to the US and screw in millions of tiny little screws into the next iPhone.
Millions and millions of human beings screwing in little screws to make iPhones. That kind of thing is going to come to America.
I swear at this point, there's really no difference between Donald Trump and Michael Scott, except Michael Scott had something of a heart. Donald Trump is a soulless, vapid loser. Meanwhile, he's claiming he's going to offer up legal avenues for hardworking immigrants, the cheap labor that the US has been relying on for decades. But in reality, all he's been doing is closing up legal pathways as much as he can. I mean, check out this article from the New York Times. Here's the headline. Trump broadens crackdown. Focus expands to legal immigrants and tourists. U.S. border officials are now using more aggressive tactics at ports of entry as the administration scrutinizes green card and visa holders who have expressed opposition to its policies. In addition to just straight up disappearing people who have voiced opinions that are different than what the Trump administration has, they're also coming for foreigners who are just tourists. 2 German tourists said they were stopped separately at border crossings at San Diego and Tijuana and sent to a crowded detention center where they reported being denied a translator and being put in solitary confinement. Solitary confinement is considered torture. A Canadian national said that she was detained and put in chains when officers flagged her visa paperwork. In this specific case, her visa was flagged because of an administration error that had already been fixed, and she was held for 12 days in a prison. And even though immigration detention is supposed to be non-punitive, she was still put in chains. This month, a French scientist was prevented from entering the country. The reason? Well, the U.S. Border Patrol found messages in which he expressed his personal opinion to colleagues and friends about Mr. Trump's science policies. It turns out if you say anything negative about the very stable genius Donald Trump, then he sends the Gestapo after you to round you up. This next clip might be a little shocking, although there's no violence or anything like that. but it shows a lawyer stopping ICE from trying to detain and likely deport his client, who is just waiting on the final step of acquiring her green card. She is here legally and has done everything correctly. And the scary part is that they show up in plain clothes, under the guise of doing a welfare check.
People, these are ICE hanging out in front of my client's house, so we're gonna see what's up. Who do y'all represent? Who do y'all represent?
Who are you?
I'm the family lawyer here.
Okay, guess my identification.
Yeah, do you?
Yeah.
Okay, who do you represent?
HSI, Homeland Security Investigations.
All right, what's going on?
We need to talk to her, make sure she's doing okay.
Who? That's not her.
I work for her.
Yeah.
We're looking for Amy.
For what?
We're doing a welfare check on her to make sure she's doing okay. That's
What's
this all part of
what's the
listen,
basis?
Listen, I can tell you.
Okay.
You're recording this, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Immigration court case has been closed by the judge. We're just waiting on what are we waiting on?
Just for the priority date.
Priority
To
date
get
for her green
so
card.
She can request her green card.
Perfect. We still need to talk to her.
Okay, I can set up an appointment at my office. We can do that.
Perfectly fine. You got a card?
Nah, but I can give you my name and number. Come on, man. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. She's around somewhere, I'm assuming.
Again, you need to talk to the sponsor and the.
Okay, so now you need to talk to the sponsor too. You say you need to talk to her. Now, who you need to talk to so I can set you up.
Well, I would,
Because I'm trying to prevent you all from coming back into this neighborhood. You understand? And she's doing fine. I don't know what. Again, I know what you're here for. I don't know if this is the first time this has ever happened. So this must be a new policy.
Any other questions?
Nah, you. All right. Yeah, you too.
The lawyer said it himself. This is not the normal process. They've never done this before. Trump is sending his lackeys after people who are just about to finish getting their green cards in order to round them up and stop them from doing the legal immigration process, which is really, really concerning considering that propaganda Barbie, Caroline Leavitt, has already said that the Trump administration is considering legal options of deporting US citizens, which I don't even think is a thing. I'm pretty sure they call that banishment.
Over the weekend, President Trump said that he would be willing to have U.S. citizens deported to El Salvador with the cooperation of President Bukele. How would that work legally, and how many people would potentially be available for that operation?
So the president has discussed this idea quite a few times publicly. He's also discussed it privately. You're referring to the president's idea for American citizens to potentially be deported. These would be heinous, violent criminals who have broken our nation's laws repeatedly. And these are violent, repeat offenders in American streets. The president has said, if it's legal, right? If there is a legal pathway to do that, he's not sure. We are not sure if there is. It's an idea that he has simply floated and has discussed very publicly as in the effort of transparency.
It's just something we're toying with, no big deal, a little fun thing that we're considering. What the hell is wrong with them? There's obviously no legal pathway to deport US citizens, and the fact that they're even considering it, even looking into it, is completely horrendous. But hey, at this point, add it to the pile, right? I'm Tony Hinderman with Really American, and I'll catch you next time.